If you are thinking of starting a firm, buying a firm, or you simply want to grow your firm quicker with greater ease, then this is the video for you. I'm going to break down exactly how I would start marketing a firm today from ground zero. This is built on the experience of working with hundreds of firms all across the US, many in the top 100, many just have one or two partners. So I've seen everything. And this process I'm going to teach you today. It'll work for you regardless if you are that new firm owner, that person just thinking of starting a firm, or that person who's like, hey, I have this firm, but it's not quite where I want it to be yet. So if that's you, then be sure to watch this video, take notes, and leave any questions you have in the comments below. You can also contact me on LinkedIn. I'm Katie Thomas CPA, or my website is leaders-online.com. With that, let's go ahead and jump into the first thing that you should be doing, and that is to pick a spot in the market. This allows us to get everything else dialed in to attract exactly what we want. Now, this could be picking a niche, like I have talked about in many videos. This could be picking a specific service that you really want to focus on, like tax planning. This could be picking a specific location, like, hey, I want to focus just on Kansas City. I want to focus on just the Bay Area. Get very, very specific, because once we have that, the rest of our marketing can be effective. If we try to market to everyone and be everything to everybody, that's going to fall extremely flat. You're not even going to have a target to aim at. So I want you to get very specific. If picking a niche or an industry doesn't feel right, then think about those other options, like a service line or a location. Now that we're clear on our market, it's time to build some credibility assets. And before we do that and talk about it, I want you to consider, what do you do if you're looking for a new doctor or you want to try a new restaurant? You likely go to AI or Google, and you start asking it to give you recommendations. And based on that, you narrow down your selection. And your prospects, they're going to do the same thing, which means as a firm, we need to get ourselves showing up in these search results. So that looks like building out a Google My Business profile, having a website, having a nice LinkedIn. These things all feed into your firm showing up in those search results. And if you don't show up, is someone going to, one, find you? Likely not, if they're using these tools, of course. Or two, let's say someone even recommends you, like word of mouth. If I don't know you and someone recommends you, unless I really trust that person, I'm going to be like, hey, I can't find anything out about them. So we want to build up our credibility assets. Now, alongside this, start getting reviews and testimonials and case studies and putting them on these places as well. So put them on your website, share them on your social media platforms. All of this is going to build up as proof whenever someone finds you. And also things like Google reviews help you show up in those search results even more. So there's a ton of benefits to getting that content and actually posting it online and sharing it. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to go out and spend a ton of money to have the website of your dreams just to get started, but you absolutely need something there. If you don't have a website or have some of these credibility assets, you're leaving a lot of opportunity on the table, because one, people can't find you. And even if they can find you because someone referred them to you, if you don't have something in place, you already are losing credibility. So get these credibility assets in place, and then we can move on to the next phase in the process. The next step in the process is all about becoming visible. So how can you become known by the people who you want to work with? Well, this looks like doing a variety of things. One is absolutely getting on social media, posting a couple of times a week, engaging with your ideal clients on there, engaging with the people that your ideal clients follow. This looks at looking at those people who they're following and seeing how you can, one, collaborate with them, whether that is you doing some sort of joint webinar together. This is you eventually pitching to be on their podcast. This is you collaborating by supporting them. This is so underlooked. This doesn't mean that you have to get a yes to be on their podcast right now or to even host a joint webinar, but go out there, support them, show interest in them. The best way to get seen is to make other people be seen first. Another thing you should be doing to get visible is to attend industry conferences. So this looks like at least 2 to 3 times a year you go to the conferences that are important. I said industry, but maybe if you're focusing on local, you're going to the local conferences. The main thing is that you're getting visible by the market that you want to be visible to. I also recommend that you look to see what communities are available to get involved in. These could be online communities, these could be in-person communities, they could be a combination of both. Just get visible. Don't worry so much right now, right away, about you're putting this much time in to get this much out. It always works out whenever you just focus on getting visible and building that community. That's what matters first. And the rest that I'll talk about is more strategic, but without this visibility piece, the rest of it doesn't work. And you can think about this as a part of becoming more visible, or you can think about it as its own category, but it's simply just relationship building. Relationships, relationships, relationships. So how can you be that person who creates a relationship, maintains a relationship, is that person that people think of when they're like, hey, we want someone to come speak at this event, or hey, there's this person that is really good at getting a group of people together. Think about Michael Lee in the accounting industry. He is the absolute super connector. He always knows everyone. And if you are thinking of someone who can bring a group of people together and do an amazing job at doing so, it's Michael Lee. You want to become the Michael Lee. And if you can focus on that, like I said, the others are all like tactics, but ultimately at the base of everything, especially as an accountant, it's all centered around relationships. So if you remember that, like, hey, when I look back what I did today, did I focus on building relationships? That should be your number one priority when you're looking to grow your firm, is just about the relationships. And what's really cool about this is I've found for me that when I focus on this, I never feel more fulfilled than at this time. Like, there's nothing more fulfilling than building great relationships. Like, yeah, it's really cool what we do in business and the services we deliver, but it's really about the people. As cliche as it sounds, it truly is about the people. So now let's go ahead and get into the more tactical piece of actually growing your firm. Now, today, how a lot of people find information and ultimately buy something, whether that's a product or service, is because of content that they're consuming. And accounting by itself isn't exactly sexy or exciting, but what is exciting is the type of transformations that you can help people get. The idea that you can help them think a different way, help them reach a new goal, achieve something that they didn't see possible, help them avoid making a huge mistake, help them grow their team. Those things are very interesting. So if you can find a way to tell stories that help people see, hey, here's what's possible, or here's what I can help you avoid, or you can change their mindset and help them ultimately get to a better spot, that's interesting. And so you have to find a way to make your content interesting. And that's actually very easy to do when you think about all the transformations that you help people get, right? Like, you do very, very cool things. It's not about having a clean set of books. Maybe those clean set of books help them make better decisions, help them hire their next employee, help them avoid getting in huge trouble when they're audited. That could be horrible. I work with multiple accountants that work with lawyers, and this video is not about working with lawyers, so we won't get into the depths of that, but there can be huge penalties associated if a check bounces and you don't have adequate records. All that to say is, you might think what you do can't be made interesting, but it is very interesting what the work you do actually creates. So think about that. And when you start sharing that, you're going to create demand. Now, assuming we've done all the other things when we actually start creating content and we combine that with all the other things that we've done and are doing, now we're going to start having sales conversations. So let's talk about this. Before we ever even get on the phone call, we want to have some sort of system in place to track people throughout the process. From the time someone raises their hand and shows interest, all the way to them either becoming a client or staying on some sort of nurture list, or in the event that it just was not a good fit at all. And those people, they just won't be in the future, and that's okay. We can show that they've completed the cycle. So I want you to either get a CRM and track in a pipeline. If you're just getting started and you're like, hey, that overwhelms me, use an Excel sheet, but eventually it's worth transitioning to a CRM so you can properly do this, set proper follow-ups, but at minimum, get a way to track them. So from the time someone raises their hand and says, I'm interested, you can actually mark them down and track them to make sure, did they actually book a call? Okay, from that call, where are they at? Do I need to get them back on the phone? Well, hopefully you scheduled that if you do, but if you didn't, let's make sure we get that scheduled. If we've had the second call, where is it at? What do we need to do? We want to follow them all the way through the process. So many prospects actually just never convert because there's no process in place to actually take them through the sales process. I would bet if you've had a firm for a while, if you go back through your emails, your social media direct messages, anywhere where prospects could interact with you, you likely have a decent amount of business just hanging out there, just waiting for you to re-engage them. So this is the point of putting a process in place at the beginning to make sure that people are nurtured all the way through. Which leads me to my next point. I would always recommend that every firm has some sort of introductory offer that allows people to understand path forward to get a great result and not have to immediately pay something that feels likely big to them off the gate. So we work with firms a lot of times that charge rather high ticket. And for that, they're providing a great value, so it's a great return. However, what can happen is if, let's say, a tax plan costs $30,000, for a lot of people who have never worked with someone that really does tax planning, this can feel like sticker shock. So if instead the firm that offers that $30K tax plan can say, hey, we can do this, this, and this for $5K or even for $2,500, and then down the road, if it makes sense, they can upsell them that $30K full plan. This makes that whole transition a lot easier because at $2,500, they can still build a lot of trust. They can get comfortable with working with the practitioner as the buyer, and they can see the value and what's possible of working with that firm. So we always recommend that you have some sort of introductory offer for these people who are likely cold leads coming through. So that's exactly what I would do if I was starting a firm either from scratch or I was wanting to build my existing firm, is make sure I know exactly who I'm marketing to. I would build my credibility assets up. Then I would focus on becoming visible. As part of becoming visible, I would focus on relationships above all. I would create interesting content, have a simple sales process, and I would also have an introductory offer that I could then upsell my clients into bigger packages over time. That's it. Those are the simple, easy steps. It's not complicated today. Yes, there's a lot of noise, but with the right process, it's quite easy to break through that noise. So if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so I don't miss you in the next video. And if you have any questions, comment down below. I'll catch you in the next one. See you then.